Good morning or good afternoon, my lovely people. It's your host, Tony Calera with Syracuse in the Morning, New York's #1 unbiased station. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we got a couple topics to address today, but first we got to talk about this winter storm watch. Another 12 inches is likely, according to the National Weather Service. Feels like we just can't catch a break around.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the New York State Office of Emergency Management. As of 10:37 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, an unidentified illness is currently spreading throughout the city of Syracuse and in nearby areas. Symptoms of this unidentified illness include the following: loss of appetite, fatigue, fever, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. If you are experiencing one or more of these symptoms, dial 911 or go to the nearest hospital immediately. Currently, the pathogen and methods of transmission are unknown. However, it appears children are more likely to be affected than adults. It is advised to practice proper hygiene, such as washing your hands with soap and water before and after preparing meals and eating, and covering your mouth before coughing or sneezing. Stay tuned to this station or other media outlets for further information.
Sorry about that, folks. Seems we got interrupted by the emergency alert system there. Very, very weird message. Make sure to wash your hands out there, folks. Anyway, into today's news, new performances out of the Red House Center.
Says this morning, the nose gear of a jet bound for LaGuardia went off the taxiway. Delta says no one was hurt, though. Passengers deplaned by the stairs and rebooked on other flights. Airport officials say operations at the Syracuse airport were not imminent.
Civil danger warning. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the New York State Office of Emergency Management. The unidentified illness currently spreading throughout the city of Syracuse and nearby areas has been identified and found to be likely radiological in origin. It is currently unknown where these cases of acute radiation syndrome, also known as radiation sickness, originate from or are caused by. All citizens within Onondaga County are advised to avoid any unfamiliar substances and materials until the cause is identified. Dial 911 immediately if you are experiencing the following symptoms: loss of appetite, fatigue, fever, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, seizures, sunburns without sun exposure, or hair loss. Do not go to the hospital, as there may be radiological contaminants on your skin, clothing, and hair. Repeating, dial 911 immediately if you are experiencing the following symptoms: loss of appetite, fatigue, fever, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, seizures, sunburns without sun exposure, or hair loss. Do not go to the hospital, as there may be radiological contaminants on your skin, clothing, and hair. Stay tuned to the station or other media outlets for further information.
Substance. That call came at 11:23 a.m. when some of our police officers became symptomatic, became ill. After that happened, 3 Syracuse police officers were transported to upstate for potential exposure, as well as 1 Syracuse firefighter and 1 AM.
The National Weather Service in Buffalo, in conjunction with the New York State Office of Emergency Management, has issued a radiological hazard warning for Onondaga County until the situation has been resolved. At 4:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, an analysis of contaminated clothing from individuals sick with acute radiation syndrome has discovered traces of cesium-137. It is currently unknown where this highly radioactive material originated from, or how these individuals were exposed. Cesium-137, or radiocesium, is a highly radioactive isotope of cesium, primarily used in controlled amounts as radiotherapy in the treatment of cancer. It appears as a white powder, and may have a dull blue glow in low lighting. It is advised to all citizens in Onondaga County to stay away from this substance. If seen, contact emergency services at 911 immediately. Exposure for even a few minutes may result in irreversible health effects, and exposure for over an hour may be lethal. Repeating, the National Weather Service in Buffalo, in conjunction with the New York State Office of Emergency Management, has issued a radiological hazard warning for Onondaga County until the situation has been resolved. Stay tuned to this station or other media outlets for further information regarding this public health emergency.
Anxiety is running quite high today in Syracuse for very obvious reasons. Many on social media are calling the current nuclear accident in our city the new Chernobyl. As of this morning, the mayor has declared a public health emergency and has urged citizens not to panic as extensive decontamination and investigation is ongoing. Many
The following message is transmitted at the request of the New York State Office of Emergency Management. Shelter in place. There appears to be a growing nuclear accident within the city of Syracuse. Due to health and safety concerns, it is recommended that residents of Onondaga County shelter in place immediately. To shelter in place, go indoors, and take any pets with you. Close and lock all windows and doors. Turn off fans, air conditioners, and furnaces if possible. Close any fireplace dampers if not in use. Go to an interior room without windows if possible, and wait for an all clear. This shelter in place is in effect until January 9th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and may be extended if necessary. Stay tuned to this station or other media outlets for further information regarding this public health emergency.
Apologies for that interruption, folks. However, it seems a shelter-in-place order has been given out. We'll have to go off the air until this situation clears up. We hope this isn't for too long. However, it seems that this situation is very rapidly growing worse. Have a good rest of your day, folks. Stay safe out there.
The following message is transmitted at the request of Onondaga County Emergency Services. Do not come to the Upstate University Hospital, Crouse Hospital, Upstate Community Hospital, or the St. Joseph's Health Hospital. Nearly all medical centers in Syracuse are overrun with contaminated patients, and staff have no protective gear suitable for the situation. Do not come to the hospital. Do not come to the hospital. Do not come to the hospital. Do not come to the hospital.
International Airport. It was 29 degrees. The humidity was 38%. The flight time 6 days and 15 miles per hour. emergency starting tomorrow. Do not go outdoors. Stay tuned to this station or other media outlets for further information regarding this public health emergency. The following message is transmitted at the request of the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. Do not consume or come in contact with tap water. Trace amounts of cesium-137 have been detected in Onondaga Lake and could possibly be moving downstream, actively contaminating drinking water. Citizens in the counties of Bruins, Cayuga, Portland, Delaware, Madison, Oneida, Onondaga, Oswego, Otsego, Schuyler, Seneca, Tioga, Tompkins, and Wayne are advised not to drink or come in contact with tap water. Do not take showers or bathe, wash clothes, or flush toilets until further notice. It is recommended that individuals only use bottled drinking water for consumption and use. Visit www.dec.ny.gov/chemical for further information on water quality in your area. Stay tuned to this station or other media outlets for further information regarding this public health emergency.